What's going on, guys? Bowman and the Bronco back in the shop again. We're talking to you about more Bronco shocks. As you guys have probably already seen, we like to test all the aftermarket options available for your vehicle on our own vehicles so that when you call us wondering how they feel, we can tell you firsthand what they actually feel like. Now, this Bronco has been going through a lot of testing. It started off with the Haas 2.0 ESCV shocks that you get on the Sasquatch package like these. They work great at higher speeds, but everywhere else, man, were they firm. So after that, we jumped to the Bilstein 5100s, which were a good upgrade. We think for a lot of people, they're a lot more comfortable pretty much everywhere else, but they can't party like the stock ESCVs could. After that, we went to the Icon 2.5 EXPs, which were chef's kiss. They could boogie, but met a kind of untimely end, which took out our springs and top hats, so we needed something loaded. There came Eibach with their stage 2 coilovers that they got to us in record time, and we put on just as fast. Now, like we were saying, these come loaded and they use very much OE style mounts on the top and bottom. So they went on just as easily as a stock set of shocks would go on. Not to mention that they're a threaded steel body, so you can actually make adjustments while installed on the vehicle. You will still want to throw them on jack stands to unload the suspension, but it makes it a ton easier, and they just updated their spanner wrenches to a much more durable design. Now, we really liked where it was sitting out of the box, so we didn't touch them. Eibach includes a super nice setting chart with all of their instructions that list high, low, and out of the box lift height settings for every single Bronco package these will fit on, which is super nice on the threaded body coilover. When you're looking at like circlip adjustable stuff, you can use those grooves to define exactly how much lift height you're gonna get, but having a little bit on a threaded body shock when you're usually just wrenching and guessing is a wonderful thing to have. Now, we saw 2.5 inches of lift in the front and 1.75 inches in the back on our Badlands Sasquatch 2-door, which is about 0.15 of an inch off of what they recommend or what they advertise in the rear. But we have a lot more weight in spare tire and tailgate reinforcement. So if you didn't have that extra weight, I'm very confident that the advertised lift height settings are very accurate. Here are those settings so you guys have an idea of how much lift to expect with that kit. As you guys can see, these come with some pretty good out-of-the-box lift height settings from most Bronco packages and offer a ton of adjustment. Plus, since that adjustment is available while they're still installed on the vehicle, we think they're a great option for people who actually are particular about lift height, not that we are. Eibach advertises these to work just fine with the stock upper control arms, rear links, and everything like that. And although we think that's mostly true, starting in the front, we do think there's going to be a lot of Broncos that might need an aftermarket upper control arm, at least to get it aligned back within spec at the out-of-the-box settings. They're also pretty long, fully extended, and offer a lot of travel, so we do think there's a good chance that the stock upper ball joint will bind. We already had a set of Icon Delta Joint Pros installed, so we didn't get a chance to test it, but I would probably pair these with an aftermarket upper control arm. In the rear, they bolt up just fine and alignment's not really much of a concern, but the stock links are limiting articulation. And so if you want all the travel or all the flex these offer, which is a lot, you will want to upgrade at least your stock lower links. We also noticed a lot of yaw, wiggle, and sway from the rear, which kind of indicated to us that the track bar geometry are really the roll center and center of gravity geometry in the rear. We're off. We won't bore you with the nitty-gritty of what all of that means, but we do think relocating the track bar or dropping it would be a great solution to get the roll center and center of gravity back into spec and stop that wiggle from the track bar angle causing it to go like that. We've tested a lot of shocks at similar or higher lift heights and didn't have the same wiggliness in the rear, but we do know that those shocks offer a lot more low speed compression and had more dampening force in as a whole, so we just think these shocks simply don't have the valving to make up for bad geometry. Speaking of valving, these without a doubt are probably the most plush and softest shocks we've tested on these Broncos so far, even softer than a lot of the 2.5s we've tested, and that comes obviously with its own pros and cons. They really glide over the highway, minimize small bumps, take big hits well, and almost never go to their bump stops when you're on the street. They do have that wiggle I was talking about in the rear, but that's track bar angle and could be easily and cheaply rectified. And The only real gripe that I have, besides the dribble we'll get to later, is they have a lot of brake dive and body roll, but we think the track bar drop would help. If you had a Bronco with a sway bar from the factory, that will help. And if you just drive it like a lifted short wheelbase SUV, they're perfectly fine to live with. And we hate to make complaints, but we did really notice a fair amount of tire dribble on square edge hits and even small ones when on the road. But we have to be honest, you can't really fault Eibach for that. To give you a little better idea of what we're talking about, let's back up a little bit and talk about what tire dribble is. Now, tire dribble can simply be defined as the tire bouncing off the road when you're going down the road. And this is usually caused because either the additional unsprung mass or the additional rebound of a stiffer sidewall overcomes the amount of dampening available in the shock. And these Eibachs just really had a problem with it, even on the road. As you might imagine, this is not only uncomfortable, but also feels a little sketchy behind the wheel. Like we said, this is not Eibach's fault. They straight up tell you this kit is for 35s, and we didn't think it was going to be much of an issue. The Maxxis Razor MTs we have installed now are 35 pounds per corner heavier than the factory Sasquatch shocks, and they were installed with the Icon 2.5 EXPs, and with back-to-back testing on both tires, we felt little to no difference in at least ride quality. We thought, Eibach should be just fine, and actually didn't even consider it, but definitely was a slight miscalculation. Truthfully, there were a lot of situations where we'd be loaded up on an on-ramp or freeway interchange at speed, hit a bump while in the turn, and the steering would go light, and my pants would go brown. We think this would not be an issue on smaller tires, but if you're thinking about 37s, I don't know if these are the choice for you just because of that particular situation. Now, to better explain this dribbling issue, we do have to go into how they perform off-road, and actually that's where they really outperform what we ever thought was possible for a 2.0 shock. We'll be honest, these offered way better small bump sensitivity and were way more comfortable at lower speeds than the Bilstein 5100s and especially the stock ESCVs. And honestly, they really rivaled some of the big bump support even at higher speeds of a lot of the 2.5 we tested so far. They feel very almost progressive in nature, which keeps the Bronco really high up and on top of the bumps. And we think with a smaller tire will allow you to just skip right through the rough stuff. But that skim kind of turns into more like a float with a 37 with the way they pogo off the ground over even the smallest little bumps. There were lots of times where we had to back off because the tires really didn't feel like they were on the ground, even though the shocks were nowhere near bottoming out whatsoever. At our normal testing grounds in Johnson Valley, where we like to call it Whoop Alley, the peanut galley was telling me we could go faster, but believe me, brother, I did not feel like I could go faster behind the wheel. Steering inputs started to really become suggestions rather than actual inputs, and that's usually when even I like to back off a little bit. Now, when the tires were on the ground, man, were they comfy, and man, like I said, did they surprise us with how supportive they are. We do think Eibach's great bump stops were a big factor of this because we actually never felt them bottom out hard. So, even if you like to go fast on occasion, if you're running something like a 35 or smaller, man, can these party for a 2.0. Now, I know it sounds like we're kind of ragging on this kit, and honestly, we really loved it for what they were. It's hard to believe these are 2.0s, and it's hard to believe Eibach gives you this much for their price. Any issue that we really had with it are, once again, our own problem from running too much tire, or could be easily and inexpensively rectified with things like a track bar drop or rear sway bar. If you're looking to upgrade from your stock shocks, you want something that rides a little softer, you're looking for a little bit of lift, you don't want too much tire, and you're generally taking it easy, these are a killer option. Will something like the Icon 2.5 EXP boogie down in the desert better? Totally. Will a Bilstein 6112 maybe handle better on the street? Yes, but neither is nearly as comfortable for the way most people are driving their vehicles. Now, I like to party a little bit harder, so I don't know if these would have been the best choice for somebody like me who likes to beat on the rig as hard as possible every time they're out on the trail. But I think for most people, these are a great choice. Once again, just keep it on 35s or less. So what's next for ye old Bronco? Well, we've already installed, ragged on, and reviewed the Eibach 2.5 internal reservoir true body coilovers. So you can take a look at that review in the link in the description. And we've already started off by installing Fox 2.5s and King 2.5s for a back-to-back head-to-head review. So make sure you're subscribed to see that video when it drops. But if you're interested in these Eibachs, some Foxes, some Kings, anything else for your Bronco or whatever you ride, hop on shocksurplus.com and we'll see you guys on the trails.